Alrighty, people of YouTube, welcome back. To anybody new on Twitch, what I usually do for these is I mute the music when they play videos because I'm tired of fighting ID claims over on the YouTube when I post these up over there. I do comment, I do some humor. I know some people have gotten mad or pretend mad at my humor, so they're just gonna have to suck on my big toe and deal with it. And here we go. Ooh, hope has returned to ruin as the Skaven proven too strong for the noble Stormcast Eternals with their stabbies. Hellcrown may have been fallen, but Sigmar's mighty warriors will soon return to save the mortal realms. Reforged to fight another day. Oh, it's a big spooky building thing with a guy, and I don't know what this is. Stormreach portal. All right, so it's like a. We're gonna pause that there. So this is like a. God, what was that? Stargate, I guess, that you can move people in and out of. This is a decent looking model. The wings there, the sword. Him, I think he's kind of. Does he not have any legs? I do like that shoulder pauldron there. He's got the Lantern of Doom, which is becoming a thing for AOS. Let's see. The fight back begins. Alright, so we've got some new guys here. Got a Griffin dog. This is a new model here. This guy kind of looks like Gandalf right there. And this is the model everybody's been talking about. People wanted this model instead of the Chaplain model we got. It's in a better pose than the Warhammer 40k Chaplain. I will give it that. The mask is a little bit more intimidating too, like the skull helm. It does have a nice hammer there that you could probably use as a power hammer. It is a very decent looking model, which I'm pretty sure you could just kit bash if you wanted to. I got some Stormcast Eternals on these Griffin mounts. Very nice. This one's got a beard melted into his, casted into his helmet, I should say. This one's blowing a horn. Alrighty. Yep, there he is. Stormstrike Paladors and Knight Archaeum. That's kind of a generic but yet interesting pose with the open hand and her kind of tilting her head to one side. And then here we go. This guy, this face just reminds me of Gandalf, the actor. I don't know why. It just does. It's just very Gandalf-ish. This pose we have seen before. And there he is on his tactical rock. I do like that right there, the griffin pelt thing that he's got in the back of him. Stormcast Eternals hunt the Skaven. Oh. Alright, she's got a lion pelt, a sword, and a hammer. Very, very generic, arms wide open type of pose. I do prefer models just with closed helms just because I am very bad at painting skin, and I do know a lot of people like their armies to be unified. So a lot of 40k players will like to choose to have the helmets on. I'm not sure about AOS players. Lord-Celestant. Okay. And here is the non-chaplain, the Lord-Relictor. It's a very, very nice model. Again, see, they're doing this thing with the time glass, the hourglass things, or the lanterns. I don't know when they decided to do that, but they did. Ooh, maybe I should move. You know what I'm going to do? There we go. That way people can actually see the names of these models. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was up in there. And then we have this guy. Uh-oh. I meant to pause it. That's a neat model. I didn't catch his name because I accidentally... Oh, damn it. The war rages on. Well, I guess we'll get to see that model in a minute.
Back, joined now by Matt and Phil from the Warhammer Age of Sigmar team to talk about the aftermath of the Hellcrown experience. Welcome, Matt. Welcome.
Uh-oh.
Thanks. Great to be
Lovely
here.
to have you
Hold on.
join me. So, with the slaughter at
Hold on.
Hellcrown concluded, and the Skaven running rough.
Hold on, I don't want to be that guy's head. Hold on, chat. My bad. My bad. Whoa. Do. I don't know where to put me. Let's put me right up here. How about that? I mean, I'm still gonna be part of that guy's head, but it wasn't like, you know, I'm part of the team now, guys. It's not what I want. Alrighty.
Shot across the city, we've got a chance to look at all the new Stormcast Eternal releases that are coming. I wonder if we can just start from the top and talk about the new Stormstrike Paladors.
These are epic cavalry. They're really fast. They hit hard.
They're nice looking models.
Getting retribution for their fallen. So these are a counter-strike in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is really giving that kind of core, hard-hitting, heavy cavalry to the Stormcast Eternals. And as Phil said, you know, they have this kind of ride for vengeance, effectively, whereas other warriors are falling, you know, they're really that second wave that's going to come smash through into the enemy. Devastating charge. They're really fun to use on the tabletop.
Or counter-charge if you spend the command points for it. So yeah, they're a really great late-game attack that will cinch victory for you.
That sounds amazing. And we also saw some fantastic character models. My favourite, I've always loved the new Lord-Relictor model.
Oh yes, yeah. Well, these go way back, don't they? I mean, we saw the first one back in the Realmgate Wars. Ionis Critborn, essentially.
See, again, this model's pretty decent. I like his little screaming skull buddy there.
The catalyst that formed these ruination chambers.
Yeah.
The Lord-Relictor is a kind.
Alright, I need to get a screenshot of this, chat. I'm sorry, because I forgot to do that with the other one.
Kind of like the spiritual guardians of the Stormcast, and so they have a profound effect on the warriors around them, and they're pretty mean in a fight as well.
Yeah, and you know, they just give you that really great core, reliable priest unit. Priests obviously very, very powerful in the new edition of Age of Sigmar, the way that you can build up rituals over multiple turns. And this is kind of one of the strongest core infantry priest characters across almost any faction.
Sounds awesome. And I love all these sort of...
And then see, there's another time glass right there. How many time glasses do they need, my guy?
morbid imagery on them. It's so good.
Yeah,
on a similar vein, there's a new Lord-Terminos miniature.
Ooh. These guys are cool. Lord-Terminos. I don't know about that helmet. I don't really care for that helmet. The chest piece I like. The sword. Ooh, I've seen that sword piece before, I believe, on a Black Templar model. This guy, again, with the time glasses. Like, why? 1, 2. Plus, like, all the other ones. You can also take an axe, which is very cool. I don't know about this piece back here. That looks kind of... I don't know. Kind of weird to me. I do like this, though. This almost kind of looks like weird nautical sea elf stuff to me for some reason. And then this guy here. This guy you could definitely take in Warhammer 40k. He could be a thrall to like one of your Black Templars or something. I do like that. You can't see his face. I'm not really digging the hourglasses. I mean, they're nicely painted, but I just...
And what can you tell us about Lord-Terminos and their role within the Stormcast Eternals?
Oh, you were right to say sort of morbid imagery. These guys are really the final point of a lot of Stormcast journey. Happens very rarely, but these guys can occasionally set the Stormcast out away from their eternal curse of living, fighting, being reborn over and over again. But yes, they're also pretty good at taking off the enemy's heads with their two-handed axes as well, which is, yeah, I mean, that thing's going to leave a mark.
Oh yeah, and you know, fun to use and nice synergy with that brand new Ruination Chamber, which is now expanding with a few more options to bring into play.
You segue beautifully into great new Reclusian models.
Because of this new kit, you can now...
Yeah, well, there's another thrall. Do you like that pose there? I do like the poses on these. They I don't know, they flow better. Not a big fan of that helmet. I don't know why. I can't tell what that thing is supposed to be down there. I think maybe a sun, or that's the flaming meteor thing. I do like the skull stuff there. That guy's got... Oh yeah, that guy's got more... I think he's got another hourglass thing attached to that chain.
Now have a great variety. You could actually field just a ruination chamber.
Well,
with these
especially
models.
especially with some of the models we're talking about and will continue to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, the ruination chamber is really being fleshed out as you know, a really fully fledged chamber.
I like this paint scheme. That is very cool. That model's really, I like that model. I wish we could see a bigger version of that model. And I wish to see these guys too, like up close and personal. Oh no, that guy doesn't have. I was wrong. That guy's got a incense thing. These guys, I like this. Yes, very very cool. And then we have this model over here, which looks okay, but I think would have been better with the black color scheme.
With interesting synergies within it, interesting abilities, and you know, the Reclusians form one of the core elite units.
They all
This guy's pretty cool looking too. The dual axes things gives me the world leaders vibe.
rank and file.
Yeah.
The ruination chamber, but each one of them is
Pretty
like
elite
That's a
level.
high bar,
really
right?
high elite warrior. And they come with the Memorians. Those are almost like their squires who are there to remind them of what it is to be human.
Such a great image, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is. It gives great scale. You can see just how big and powerful a Stormcast is.
You know, one of the common threads that'll apply to all of the ruination chamber units is that incredible resistance, right? They've been through so much, they've been reforged so many times. They're going into just the absolute worst, most devastating, most deadly places. You know, whether it's enemy spells or prayers or abilities or debuffs or, you know, different things. They kind of have this ability, unlike any other units in the game, to kind of shrug that off and keep going.
As long as they're not
The point of
overpowered.
The law and the rules on the tabletop sort of coinciding to
Yeah,
give you the right feel. That sounds awesome. Talking perhaps at the other end of the Stormcast spectrum, we've got a new Lord-Celestant, fantastic new miniature with great new options.
Core infantry commander, you know, really works well, can fight back to back with different units, opens up a lot of builds, and you know, it's just a great option for that kind of general on foot archetype to go in and lead your forces.
I love it. Whenever I play with my
So my fear with this is the Ruination Chamber guy units. They don't get me wrong, they look really really cool, but my fear is they're going to be like the Grey Knights in Warhammer 40k, where they're just going to be constantly broken and overpowered. The Grey Knights are really cool, but at the same time, they're just too much at times. They're just too overpowered. They're too strong. Not to mention the whole history with the Grey Knights and what that guy tried to do and stuff. We don't talk about that guy anymore, so let's just get on with this.
Stormcast Eternal Army, I see myself as the Lord-Celestant in the ranks. So
Absolutely, yeah.
It's
That's
important.
Oh
your general
no,
view
no,
on
no, 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 no. Why do you have to say that? No, no, no. So the thing about these games is you don't put yourselves into the armies. It's escapism. If he wants to do that, that's fine. But I'm not picking up a Tyranid army and said, yes, this guy, this one right here, that one is me. No, man. It's about escapism. It's having fun. It's not politics in games. No.
the battlefield,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's
It's a beautiful kit as well, and
Well,
as you said,
right.
lots of fun options, and you kind of just customize it.
I also have high doubts about this guy because he said he didn't know what Chaos Dwarves were in the beginning, but then he knew what a Bull Centaur was, and he knew what he had a halfling team and all this other stuff. So this guy right there, very, very sus. Very, very sus.
To really make your own Lord-Celestant.
That's fantastic. Speaking of sort of characters and things that have existed around since that first iteration, I remember learning way back in time about Torglug, and he's been on a journey, and we now have Tornus the Redeemed, just an incredible looking miniature.
This is the nice miniature, but where's his legs, my guy? Are the legs, I think, behind this, and you just can't see them? I do like that his wings are on fire. Very cool. But he's got another hourglass thingy. I don't know why the hourglass and the lanterns are such a theme with these guys. Maybe it's something I'm missing out because I don't play AOS. Maybe there's some significance to it, but it's a bit weird to me.
What can you select about Tornus?
So So Taunus is a really interesting character because, as you say, it comes from early the Realmgate Wars. Really, it was one of the first characters we got to know. His backstory, as you intimated, Torglug, once upon a time was as a farmer. He was defending his village against Nurgle, and he fought so hard and he held out for so long, but eventually Nurgle got him. But he was redeemed by Galmaraz, so there was still a bit of goodness in him. They reforged that into Taunus the Redeemed. We've seen his character evolve even more, and he is now a leader of the Ruination Chamber. He's put aside his personal vendettas for the good of his brothers and his...
I like these guys. I like this other color scheme too. This one right here is probably my favorite. That's very, very cool. I would love to get that and just to kit bash it.
Come a Knight of Xeros. He takes the light of Sigmar to guide the lost. So he's had a really interesting story arc, that guy.
I'm all about a good redemption arc. Just a fantastic journey. The kit doesn't just make Taunus the Redeemed, though. It also makes a standard Knight of Xeros. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. The standard Knight of Xeros has a little bit more synergy directly with the prosecutors. Kind of flying in, supporting them with that wings.
These are kind of neat. I mean, we've seen these poses before, obviously, but a little bit different. I don't know if I particularly like the mohawks on the top, but
so both really fun options. I love I love Taunus's whole arc, and just seeing that realized on the tabletop is really fun.
So obviously Taunus and the Knight of Xeros, they can get around nice and quick, but my experience of my Stormcast Eternal Army is a little bit slower on their feet. That's where the Stormreach portal comes in, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a complete
it's the Stargate.
It's in that Azerite Art Deco style. It's a massive, great, powerful thing. And this has been built by the Stormcast and their aides, the Memorians, to essentially act as a kind of a battery of storm power that enables them to get essentially teleport, really, in blurs of lightning.
So what the Stormreach portal opens up kind of for the first time is having that option to hold some of your troops back, defend that home territory, and then go through that portal in order to deep strike deep into the battlefield later on in the game.
The game has a lot of movement aspects to it. Claiming objectives is huge, so yeah, I think you're going to enjoy it.
Oh, that's awesome. So the showstopper for this set of Stormcast
this guy that I missed
has to be Iridan the Witness. Can you fill us in
Iridan the
what they're about?
Witness.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, this is the first Stormcast to ever take another Stormcast life, which is obviously a huge deal. They couldn't stand to see their brother-in-arms suffer anymore, and that poor unfortunate was pleading for an end, and Iridan gave it to them with essentially a magic axe, and that has given them the gift of oblivion. Now, Sigmar wanted an answer as to why that happened, and Iridan ended up talking to Sigmar himself about this, and pleaded their case so eloquently and so well that actually it is now a formally recognized thing that can happen in the Ruination Chambers, and the order of the Lord-Terminos has come to be as a result.
So they now have the Emperor's Mercy in AOS. Very, very, very interesting.
They keep the memories and the sagas and the war history of all those that they have to end.
Not blessing.
They're very responsible. This happens very rarely, but in a way they are a moral compass for the Ruination Chambers. And naturally they bring vengeance to chaos on their great Morgriff as well, striking like a bolt from the blue. So we've got a really great active character joining the Storm host in this point.
That's bleak and awesome. Now the kit has a separate component, right?
Yeah, and absolutely. So you can also build this kit as a Lord Vigilant on Morgriff as well.
Oh, okay.
And that gives you two really different kind of roles on the battlefield. You know, the Lord Vigilant, as with the Lord Vigilant in the Scaventide starter set, this time with a much bigger mount, is, you know, your kind of classic commander for your Ruination Chamber. Also, you know, a formidable fighter and a lot of speed with a Morgriff going around the battlefield. Whereas, you know, Iridan the Witness is a priest, first of all, as we talked about, always a kind of useful archetype, really a lot of powerful prayer abilities that they can use, and has more of a support role for the army as a whole, you know, while being certainly no slouch in combat.
Awesome.
Alrighty.
That sounds just incredible. Well, look, it's been amazing having you guys come and sort of fill me in and everybody here in on all of these outstanding new Stormcast Eternal releases. Thank you for coming. Coming up next, we'll be joined by Ben from the Warhammer Age of Sigmar team to talk about the future roadmap.
Alrighty, chat. So that was the Age of Sigmar part. I'm gonna mute this here, and then we're gonna do my outro for the people of YouTube. I will see you later.